Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time where we look at the news. Now, this happened at the weekend. Very sad story. Alex Salmond, a political giant, former leader of the SNP, leader of the Alba Party, creator and leader of the Alba Party, passed away rather sadly. Yeah, it happened at the weekend. It came as a big shock. Here he is. This is one of the last official pictures that was taken him with the Alba Party people. He was in Macedonia. Yes, he was in Macedonia making a speech at the Institute for Cultural Diplomacy in the city of Ohrid, right? And yeah, he died aged 69, suffering from a heart attack, whilst having dinner, with the other speakers there. Again, very, 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 very sad. Mark Donfried, the director of the Academy for Cultural Diplomacy, said that attendees were having lunch when Mr. Salmond died. He came with a Tasmina Ahmed Sheikh from the Alba Party in Scotland, and they were eating. And Tasmina was having trouble opening a ketchup bowl when she asked Mr. Salmond for a hand. And as he was helping her, he fell back in his chair, totally out of the blue. Yes, Alex Salmond was killed by a bottle of tomato ketchup. We have the exclusive. I don't want to joke about these things, but the circumstances. Now, again, have you ever had that jar of pickles? That jar of jam that you've had. Always break the seal first. And then just get a knife, just break the. You hear it break, and then it comes off easier. And if Alex Salmond had done that with the ketchup, or if there's those little packets, those little sachets, Alex Salmond would still be with us today. I don't know if his family can take any legal action against the makers of the offending ketchup bottle, but yeah, I mean, it's very, very, very sad. Yeah, apparently a post-mortem examination said he suffered from a massive heart attack. But yeah, though that morning on the Saturday he had been complaining about pains in his right leg, and he was a bit of a big boy. But yeah, very, very sad. Very, very sad. And remember, if you're of a certain age, get somebody else to open the tomato ketchup. Look, I'm not making fun. I think it's sad. It's just come on, tomato ketchup. I mean, are they doing that to discredit him? I don't know. Is that true? I don't know. What else have we got here? Good news, everybody. Are you fat? Are you hideous? Are you morbidly obese? Are you so fat that you can't get out of your house? Are you so fat that you can't get a job? Are you that fat? Yeah? Are you that fat? Well, good news. Good news. What's the good news? Well, Health Minister Wes Streeting announced that Labour want to give millions of obese, unemployed Britons free fat-busting jabs in order to get their fat asses out of the house and back into work. Yeah, so Ozempic could be given to the morbidly obese unemployed. Can't we just let them die? Oh dear. But yeah, this comes as the news that 3,000 Brits have fallen ill taking Ozempic or Wegovy. So it's not all plain sailing, Defending the drugs, the Prime Minister told the BBC, I think these drugs could be very important for our economy and health. And they're very helpful for those who want to lose weight, need to lose weight, and very important for the economy, people who can get back to work. So there you go. But how do you think they got fat in the first place? They ain't working. Them ain't working. Maybe if they're working in a cake factory, perhaps, but then you wouldn't see them in the cake factory, would you? So, but there you go. It's going to be great. And here's Keir Starmer saying, we need to get those lard asses out. We need to get them out. Back into the offices. You're going to need some reinforced chairs. That's what he's got. I bet he's got shares in an office furniture company that specialises in reinforced office chairs. I think that's the thing now. Meanwhile, Sir David Jason, do you know him? He does that. He does the Only Fools and Horses, isn't he? He's upset because we only remember him from Only Fools and Horses. We don't remember him from Do Not Adjust Your Set or A Sharp Intake of Breath. No. Or that other one where he was the detective and his brother was in it. That one. But anyway, Sir David Jason. I haven't read the article, so we're going in dry. Right. Blames Michael Kane and Jim Broadbent for his failure to crack Hollywood at the age of 84. Speaking of his ambitions in Hollywood, he said, I would love to be able to declare that my collective film work on DVD will make an elegant shelf of high-class cinematic experiences to browse among the evening. I fear, however, it may look more like the contents of a box pulled out from under a table at a car boot sale. Oh, man. But yeah, he was up for roles in 2 2023 films, The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry and The Great Escaper. Jim Broadbent won the role for the former, and Michael Caine secured the part in the latter. So yeah, he's I don't think he really is blaming them, is it really? Is he really blaming them? But yeah, this all came out at an interview on BBC Breakfast. And again, he revealed that he felt that the character, or as he said, the ghost of Derek Trotter, is following him, and that the character hangs over him. He said that Derek Trotter thing is like a bit of a ghost that comes along behind me, like in A Christmas Carol. He said, I'm delighted in one way that I've reached so many people and have enjoyed what I've done with the character. But I've done so many other things that everybody seems to have forgotten about. It's like you've only ever played Derek Trotter. And there he is, shadowed. Look, he's right. Derek Trotter is following him. Look, he's just over his shoulder there. He can't get away from it. I think you've got to remember, David Jason's always cracking jokes. I think they're taking it out of context. He was probably joking about it. You know, he said, my real disappointment is I've always wanted to be a National Theatre player. I always wanted to be on the stage of the National Theatre. So, you know, he didn't quite get it. The TV work got in the way. But you've got to remember, there's all those National Theatre actors who are not going to be remembered, whereas he will be remembered. Well, at least for a few years yet, so because the show's still popular. You know, Kushti, as Derek Trotter may say. Kushti. What else have we got? I don't think I can do that one. They put all the good stories behind the paywall now. It's not good. There's this guy who was in a coma, right, when he was a lad, and for nearly 2 months, and they said he was brain dead, but he could hear what they were saying. He actually heard the doctors announce that he was brain dead. Creepy, isn't it? We've got a miracle rescue. Yeah, why not? This is from the Sea of Okhotsk off Russia's Far East coast. And this is a fella who miraculously spent 67 days floating adrift on a tiny inflatable boat. Right, the haggard and gaunt-looking man, who they say had lost 50 kilos in body weight, was wrapped in blankets and a life vest aboard the minuscule vessel, and he'd raised a tiny orange flag, to raise attention. There you go. It's not a very good picture, I'm afraid, but hey, it was in the middle of the night. But in the boat lie two corpses, one of his elder brother and his 15-year-old nephew. I bet the first thing he said when the boat rescued him, he said, "I didn't eat them. I didn't eat them. I know there might be some teeth marks in the leg, but it weren't me. It weren't me. It was the fish. The fish what done that." But yeah, the trio had embarked on a whale watching expedition in their 15-foot boat on August the 9th. But their engine had failed and they began to drift further out at sea. And yeah, here he is. Here's a better picture of him as they're dragging him in. They managed to rescue him just in time. I reckon his experience at sea is what kept him alive. But yeah. But unfortunately, he did lose 2 members of his family. So there you go. They found him. Rescue. That's good, isn't it? That's a like positive story. That is. Oh, here we go. This is something that I'm interested in. It's not a fun story, but it's talking about misinformation. Misinformation and disinformation. Now, do you remember we had the story out of Southport earlier in the year? I guess you'd say it was summer, July, August. And it caused everyone to lose their minds and smash up their communities. We did cover it. Well, research now suggests that 70% of the most prominent extremist and conspiracy theory posts and misinformation and disinformation, 70% of that came from abroad. It wasn't from the UK. And of course it caused everyone to lose their marbles because everyone's locked into social media and everybody listens to every arsehole out there. I would never get you to smash up your local library. Never. And these plums fell for it. Again, we had that story that came out of, again, one lot came out of Pakistan, didn't it? And this is one of the guys, Silvano Trotter. Wasn't he in the Italian version of Only Fools and Horses? Here he is. He's one of the leaders who posted the false name of the suspect in the attack where 3 young girls were killed. And again, this was misinformation. So I find it fascinating that everyone's so vulnerable and so gullible to social media, and it can get people to look at this. This is a butcher's shop that was smashed up in, was that Hartlepool? It's like, what? But yeah, people are that dumb that they're easily manipulated by complete randos. It's just amazing. It boggles the mind. It boggles the mind, and it makes you wonder where we're going to go next. What's going to happen next? Because that's how easily people are pushed to the limit. Meanwhile, good news, everybody. Sir Keir Starmer has pledged to reset Britain's relationship with the EU. Oh, thank God for that. Thank God for that. So, yeah. And he reckons that this is going to see countries knocking down our door for trade deals. Yeah. This is going to be... He said, people want to know that Britain can be stable, trusted, rule-abiding partner, as we've always been. Somehow, during the whole circus that followed Brexit, the last government made a few people less sure about that, needlessly insulting our closest allies. Don't forget, you also got COVID in there as well. I don't think, if COVID hadn't have happened, I think Boris Johnson would still be Prime Minister. You know? You think about it, the whole Partygate thing, which was, again, Sue Gray. Again, what happened to her? The shenanigans that went on inside, the whole political arena in Downing Street and Parliament. That's why we had all this political instability. But hey, you know, maybe it will chummy us up. He said, we hope that the reset with the EU will have an important knock-on effect, and that other countries not in the EU will offer us enhanced trade deals. Here we go. Look, he looks so happy. Oh, he looks so happy. But apparently, he's also going to get rid of all the regulations that prevent trade deals. That sounds a little bit worrying. All the regulations, really, Mr. Starmer? I'm sure it'd be fine. I'm sure it'd be fine. Oh, I can't cover that one. Can't cover that one. That's kind of an animal story, but we'll save it for later. You know, King Chuck. He's going out to the colonies, right? He's going out to the colonies. He's going out to like the Oz. He's going out to Australia. You know Australia. You know what Australia's like. They're still somewhere in the 1970s, aren't they? But yeah, the anti-monarchists in Australia are flogging anti-Charles T-shirts. Look at that. The Farewell Oz tour. Let's wave goodbye to royal reign. Ah, don't be mean. And you can get those for 18p each. And look at that. It's a tea towel too. Look. And they've even put it on a plate. Oh, come on, Chuck's not that bad. He's got sausage fingers and everything. And yeah. But yeah, the organisation behind it, the Australian Republic movement, that's ARM, have said that the campaign is tongue-in-cheek, as you can see by the T-shirts they are. But critics have branded it cruel and in very poor taste. I don't know. I think it's quite fun, really. I think it's quite fun. I don't think it's that mean. They could have mentioned his sausage fingers like I did. And again, there are going to be some people that are pro, some people against. You know, it's just the way it goes, isn't it? Really. But Australia, what would you do with yourself if you went it alone? What would you do? What would you do? Would you give the land back to the Aborigines? Would you? No, you wouldn't, because you know Australia is incredibly racist and sexist, and they don't like disabled people either. Oh, I'm sorry. I love you, Australians. You know I love you, really. You know I love you, but you do need to kind of get with the times. You're kind of a little bit back there. You need to modernise. And yeah, you also need to know what a woman is. Oh, I went in there. Can't do that one. Got to be very careful what I do, because YouTube don't like it. Okay, that's an animal story. I've got to be very careful. This is about my favourite TV show. What's my favourite TV show? No, don't be filthy. It's not Naked Attraction. That's my second favourite TV show. My first, if you know me well, and it ever comes up in Trivial Pursuit, what's Darren Lock's favourite television show? It's Grand Designs. I've watched every episode. From the beginning. Every episode. 25 years, man and boy. Now, me and Kevin, we've lost our hair together. It's been quite nice. But anyway, there was a project. I don't know if you remember. Again, here's Kevin. See, this is when he had more hair. There was a project with this houseboat. I don't know if you remember that. I'm really just talking to the missus here. Do you remember the one with the houseboat into the barge? It was like a big barge. These are the original owners from the show. But yeah, it all kind of went wrong for them. And eventually the barge ended up kind of floating away. Yeah.
Rob and Sarah Birch from Essex, right, spent £150,000 transforming the barge into a stunning holiday home. Yes. Yeah, it ended up being washed up on an Essex beach 4 years ago. Look at that, kind of abandoned. Yeah, it was the Medway Eco Barge, and it featured in the show in 2007. God blimey, was it that long ago? God blimey. And yeah, washed up on an Essex beach, but the new owners have been renovating it. They got the new pictures. Yeah, here we go. Here you go. Oh, it looks quite nice actually. Look, it looks quite nice. That's not bad, is it? Oh, they've done that really. Oh, that's very fancy. And that's the new owners. There they are. You can trust him. He's bald and got a beard. So you've got a nice dining area and a small library. There you go. So there you are. Wow, they turned it around. They did cost them a fair penny, but good to see them saving a project from disaster. And I do love Grand Designs. It's my favourite show. Wednesday night, 9 PM. You know where I am. Sad, isn't it? Sad. I always want to do my own. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? What else have we got? Oh, we did that one the other day about Roblox being an X-rated paedophile hellscape. I want to do that one, but I can't. What else have we got? It's a bit dry today. I should have milked the Alex Salmond story for a bit longer. I don't know if we can do that one. Can't do that one. Bit boring. Come on, where's the funnies? Oh, some of the stories I used to be able to cover, I just can't cover anymore. It's a real shame. Can't do that one either. Here we go. We'll cover this fella. Not all heroes wear capes. Some of them dress as Deadpool. And this is Mark Spavin. He's in Nottingham. And it's quite a sad story, really. But, you know, he complained to Nottingham County Council because motorists have sped down his road for years. And his cat, called Groot, was struck and killed by a suspected driver 2 weeks ago. And so what he's decided to do is here he is, to dress as Deadpool, right? He kind of looks like Deadpool, doesn't he? And he's going to stand there with his little plaque asking the motorist to slow down. There's a man who's suffering. Hopefully it'll work, but he has promised that he's not going to use his katana. That's the sword, isn't it? And he's not going to cut off anyone's arms or heads. That's good. That's good. But here's the real Deadpool, which looks nice. But anyway, he's trying to do something to make a difference in the community. And again, when you lose a pet like that, it's very, 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 very sad. Good job I got some funnies in the folder. It's a good job. I find all the funnies for you. Wait, I just remember there was another one. That was from yesterday.
And I've lost it. Doesn't matter. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about Conkers. Yes, the World Conkers Championship has been rocked to its foundations. Yes, because of David Jenkins, known as King Conker. Right, he's been competing in the contest since 1977. There he is, and he won. He's won, right? And the World Conker Championships is investigating Mr. Jenkins for cheating, right? Because the men's winner, who won the annual title in Southwark, Northamptonshire on Sunday for the first time, he's been competing since 1977, was found to have a steel conker. Yeah, a conker made of steel. He's got steel conkers in his pocket, yeah. The 82-year-old was found to have a metal replica in his pocket when he was searched by organisers after his victory. But he denied using the metal conker during his game? Yeah. Game of Conkers, I suppose so. Jenkins was also responsible for drilling and inserting strings into other competitors' chestnuts as the competition's top judge, known as King Conker. So he was trusted. He was a trusted man. Alistair Johnson Ferguson, who lost the men's final against him, said he suspected foul play. The 23-year-old went on to say, "My conker disintegrated in one hit, and that just doesn't happen. I'm suspicious of foul play," and expressed my surprise to the organisers. Jenkins said, "I was found with a steel conker in my pocket, but only carried it around with for humour value and did not use it using the event. Yes, I did help prepare conkers during and before the tournament, but this isn't cheating or a fix, and I didn't mark the strings." Is that a steel conker in your pocket? Or are you just pleased to see me? But yes, Sir John Burkett, a spokesman for the World Conker Championships, said the cheating claims were being investigated. He said allegations of foul play have been received and somehow King Conker swapped his real conker for a metal one that was later found in his pocket. Players select conkers from a sack before each round. There's also a suggestion that King Conker had marked the strings of harder nuts. We can confirm he was involved in drilling and lacing the nuts before the event. We are still investigating. Meanwhile, more than 2,000 conkers have been prepared prior to the event. Will they ever get to the bottom of it? Or are they just nuts? I don't know. It's just conkers, isn't it? But yeah, conkers. Conkers. Okay, police news. Do you fancy some police news? Okay, then. We'll do a police story before doing the animal stories. We're going to Portland in Oregon, right? And posting about this on X. I still can't get used to X. I still can't get used to calling it. The Portland Police Bureau posted a picture, right? I said last night, proactive police work from East Precinct shift officers resulted in the location of a stolen vehicle in the area, and there was a bag full of drugs, scales, money, and a loaded firearm. Driver and passenger were taken into custody. Multiple charges were pending. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at what they seized. Apparently, it's definitely not a bag full of drugs, which ended up being full of drugs. So there you go. So just making the cops' job a bit easier. But just imagine if they believed them. Maybe they would have got away with it. Maybe. But not very smart, is it? Not very smart. So what else have we got? Meanwhile, Shine are back in the news. Now remember last week we talked about the cockroach. No, not cockroach. I've jumped the gun there. Scorpion. Now I've ruined that. I should do that again. Shine are in the news because blah blah blah. Cockroach. Blah, blah. But anyway, this woman, Amy Jowett, she ordered a pair of joggers, but she didn't get a scorpion, right? She got a cockroach. I don't think you can really see it. It's not a very good picture. It looks like a date. That issues. It looks like a date, doesn't it? That could be a date at the bottom there. But yeah, she got a cockroach. It's better than a live scorpion, isn't it? She said it was gross and horrible. But it was dead. She said originally she thought it was a big moth, but then realised it was a cockroach. Yeah, so yeah, she's now become paranoid. The other packages, there could be more insects inside. She said, "What's going on here? I didn't order any bugs." She said, "It's ridiculous that it had been this scorpion and now this." Yeah, scorpion's more interesting though. Come on, it's just a cockroach. Just a cockroach. Hey, look, they're doing some companies. They add extras in there. So I know some guitar companies, they throw bags of sweets in. Get a free cockroach. Get a free scorpion. What are people complaining about? I like free. Free's good, isn't it? You know? Okay. And I haven't read this animal story. I just saw the headline. An aquarium in China has been slammed over its new whale shark attraction, with guests asking for a refund on site. This is at Zhao Misha Ocean World in Shenzhen, which reopened to much funfair earlier in the month after a 5-year renovation. It's a 60,000 square metre park which attracted 100,000 visitors during its 7-day trial run. But many were felt short-changed after its star whale shark wasn't what it seemed to be. Shall we have a look? And like I said, they demanded a refund. See, there it is. Right. Again, it's not really coming across very well here. Come on, Mr. Whale Shark. I can't read those subtitles, unfortunately. Is that it? There it is, there. Again, to the distant YouTube viewer, it looks very much like an aquarium, but it turns out, right, that the whale shark was a man-made imitation. Yeah. And it had gaps that clearly showed that it had been kind of glued together. I mean, it's pretty clever. Here's a picture of it. You see, look. It's a Robo-Shark. Can you see there the connecting bits? Yeah, it's not real. It's fake. And so people wanted their money back. Here it's from another angle. I mean, again, from a distance, looks convincing. I don't know, but it's only when you get up close that you can see the segments. It's got like a segmented body, and yeah. Oh, here you go. Here you go. You can see the segments of it better there now. Look at that. That's a better picture. But from a distance, you wouldn't know. So there you go. Robo-Shark. Who'd have thunk it, eh? Who'd have thunk it? We'll end that there. We'll see if there's anybody in. Noah's in. He says, "Hey, Darren. Did you hear about the news on the new Beatles doc?" No, there's no new. We're doing Robo-Shark. What? Runs in. He says, "Hi there, Darren. All right, Clive." Zeb's in. He says, "Have a nice day." Well, he says, "Still conkers," says Clive. "I'd never have thought of that. I used to dip them in vinegar when we were allowed to toughen mine up. Put them in the oven. Vinegar, oven. Some you could varnish. I've heard all sorts. But you know, I haven't played conkers in years. I did do it with the kids when probably about 12 years ago now. We played conkers, but I let them win, you know. But yeah, conkers, eh? Zeb says, "New Beatles doc." Yes, Beatles 64. Oh, great. Okay. Oh, I'll have to look at that then. Okay. Well, I'll check that out anyway. Thank you for watching. That was the news, and we'll do this all again soon. Zeb says, "He, indeed. When I'm 64, Killing the channel one video at a time. You know you've got to drink up. Mind you, the one the other day, which I did. You remember Coffee Time was talking about threads? It's blown up for some reason. I've had more than 80 views. Wow. Drink up.